So Jinwoo couldn't kill the Monarch of Frost before he disappeared into this gate. And he tried his best to save the chairman, but the damage was already done. And he just dies in Jinwoo's arms. Then it cuts to his funeral, and Jinwoo wants to make an announcement to the world that any hunters who feel like they're in danger of being attacked next can call him and he'll protect them. And it shows us that same Frost Monarch meeting up with the rest of them in an underground cave somewhere. He reports the Shadow Monarch is on the surface of the earth, talking about Jinwoo. Now he doesn't believe it because a human body isn't supposed to withstand the power of a monarch, but he says, I've seen it with my own eyes. He's more of a threat than the fragments of light, so I'm going to take care of him. Are y'all willing to help me? But he's like, bro, you know that's suicide, right? Like, he's one of the strongest of all the monarchs. We should just wait for the dragon monarch so we can beat him comfortably. He's like, bro, we're monarchs too. Are you saying all we can do is wait for the dragon king? The best chance we're gonna have is right now, while he's in the form of a human. Just please help me now and I'll make sure we kill him. He says, nah, count me out, and bro don't want no parts either. Then this one says they're being scary, but they just don't want to risk becoming his soldiers in any way, shape, or form. He not about to make me a tool. These two just walk off into their own portals. He stand behind like, how do you know he's a human? And he says it's cause he used poison on his daggers, like the Shadow Monarch wouldn't do that. This girl's like, poison, huh? If the Shadow Monarch had real control over Jinwoo, he wouldn't be doing that. So, are you two gonna help me? She says, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, we're gonna kill the Shadow Monarch together. But cuts back over to Korea, and Jinwoo's just standing in the rain on top of this building. He's trying to sense where the Monarch of Frost went. He's just trying to gather his thoughts about the whole situation. But now that the news is spreading that the chairman has died, they're trying to appoint Woo Jin as the new chairman. Because it's not like he has to be an S-rank hunter, and he has plenty of other qualifications. Of course, he doesn't want to take it. Like, the chairman just died and he was his role model and shit. And he's lacking to fit such an honorable position. They remind him of how many connections he has and his influence over the world of hunters. He has much more than everybody else there does. We can't make you do it, but bro, please, like, consider this shit. And of course, out of duty, he's probably gonna end up taking the job. And it cuts to Thomas and his assistant walking in the underground of their guild, going into some kind of secret chamber. She's like, bro, are you really about to give him this as a gift? With something for Jinwoo. And he says, what, you don't think it's worth the life of my guild members? And she says, no. Well, what, you don't think he has the skills to wield them? Of course, she has nothing to say. They go inside this room, as awesome as always. She's like, bro, there's only 2 of them in the whole world, and it's gonna stay that way. But you're still going to give them to him? Yes, that's exactly why I'm gonna give them to him. Don't you think it's a waste that the best weapons of all time are just rotting in here, gaining dust? It shows these 2 beautiful red daggers just exuding aura. Now it gets announced on the news that Woo Jin is the new chairman, as Jin is just at home watching TV. Seeing everything that's happening, even she can tell that the world is unstable. So then she looks to her mom, walks up on her joking around instead of helping around the house. Then she gets serious and tells her mom that they should move. She's like, why? Your mom still likes this house. Jin asks her why. She doesn't really give a reason. She just says she likes the house and asks her to go help out with the laundry. When she goes in there, she sees something that makes her stop. But then it cuts over to Jinwoo's office, and a bunch of reporters are waiting outside as Thomas pulled up to give him his gift directly. The boss isn't here right now, it's just Jinho. He over here shitting his pants because it's not just him. Another S-rank hunter from Germany pulled up to talk to Jinwoo too. They just been waiting for 2 hours, so Jinho shitting his pants like, please don't kill me. Thomas just constantly exuding aura. Bro's mad as shit like, damn, why is Thomas here? Am I even gonna get to talk to Jinwoo? And he says it doesn't look like he comes to the office regularly. But speaking of the GOAT, Jinwoo is back, and all his employees celebrate like, yay, we're not gonna die. He's just surprised because he didn't actually expect him to pull up. He could sense his energy from outside. Bro, why weren't you picking up my calls? But he was busy. Don't got time to be slacking off. He been raiding dungeons and leveling up. Thomas says it's been a while. He says, what brings you here? But bro, don't you remember I promised you something? I brought a fantastic gift for you. So let's go somewhere else and I can show you. The German guy introduces himself too. Jinwoo figures he's probably just here to ask for protection. Thomas is like, bro, you gonna have to step off. But he's like, nah, yo, I've been waiting for 2 hours. Well, I don't care. The shit I got to show him is top secret and you're not invited. So let's go, Jinwoo. Bro's just salty as shit. So they go to this nice ass restaurant. He says, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this moment. Niggas be lying. It's been like 1 day. The guy drops the briefcase on a table. Says, this is me showing gratitude for sparing the lives of my guild members. As soon as he opens it, he senses the presence of Kamesh. Thomas says it's impressive that he can tell what it's made from immediately. Like at the raid 8 years ago, Kamesh bit him with his sharpest tooth. He ended up pulling it out and keeping it as a souvenir. And since it was too short to be made into a sword, he had it formed into 2 daggers. Now, who would have known it'd become useful today? Here, this is for you. He's shocked because it's much more powerful than even the Demon King's blade. He's playing with it like, damn, it's like I got 2 broadswords in each hand. He's like, whoa, calm that shit down, bro. Even if I were to strengthen my body, it could still cut right through me. You're not about to kill me with the gift I got you, right? He just focuses because it feels different than everything else. Blade's like reacting to his magical energy, and it's spreading aura all throughout the room. So he asks his assistant, like, you still think I made a mistake? Of course, she shakes her head no. He's like, bro, can I really take these for free? But he's like, free, bro? You spared the lives of my guild members. This shit is pretty cheap compared to that. He accepts it, and all beef has been squashed. Then Jinwoo gets this chill, and Thomas feels it too. He asks, like, bro, you felt that, right? And all the citizens are gathering outside. They both go to look, and he says, damn, I can't believe my eyes. This is the first time I've ever seen one this big. It's much bigger than the one Kamesh came out of. It shows this giant-ass gate forming over South Korea. So Jinwoo and Thomas just look up at the sky as the largest gate in world history forms over South Korea. All the civilians are just looking in awe, pulling out their phones to record. I don't know who about to watch the videos, cause it ain't about to be shit left after this. They're broadcasting it live on the news so everybody can see it, and the scientist says this is exactly what he was talking about, that this may not only happen in Korea but other places as well. Bro's like, what the hell do we do? But he just says pray. Just pray that this happening won't end as a tragedy. Now Jinwoo flies right up to it. This time the shit is different. He can't just go inside like the other gates. It feels like he's blocked. So for it to be able to keep awakened beings out, does that mean the creatures inside are on a whole new level? Either way, I'm here so they're not getting by easy. Then he gets a call on his phone. It's the new chairman asking if he sees this shit. And he says, yeah, I'm up in the air right now. Just joke saying I need to call you the chairman now. Jinwoo made a request for them to use a satellite and see if there are any other gates opening, but there aren't any, just this one over South Korea. Now 3 hours have passed, so something should have happened by now. It's not just a coincidence. They're about to evacuate everybody from the city. He says, yeah, even if I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, I will still plant the apple tree. It cuts over to the Hunter Association's gym. He's just sparring with Biru. I'm telling you, this man has ultra instinct. He's over here weaving and hitting the matrix. He tries to follow up. He just catches his arm and stops him. He's like, bro, are you really trying? He jumps back like, nah, my king, I wouldn't dare to do so. He's like, bro, it's fine. I just need to break a sweat, and you're the only one that can help me do that. Oh, your words have filled me with deep emotions. He's like, bro, you're getting better at expressing your emotions. Did you eat a person or something? Ah, whatever, let's start. We see that Biru is maxed all the way out now, and he goes to run down on it, but the casual dodges are always beautiful. He tries to follow with a punch, he just blocks it and says you've gotten stronger. I'm telling you, he has ultra instinct. Look at this. Then he hits him in the chest and says there can only be one commander in an army. Egress and Greed have been ranking up like shit, so if you don't want to lose your position, you gotta keep up the good work. This turns him all the way up. They start zigzagging around even faster. Even so, it's still not enough. Hero is his strongest soldier, but he still can't compare to the Monarchs. Even as he's trying to close in on him, he can just weave and punch his way out. He tries to punch him into the ground, but he just avoids it and gets behind him, then counters him to the body. Course sends him flying and he crashes into this wall. But even while he's getting his ass whooped, all he can do is glaze him. Oh, your almighty power, you continue to surprise me. He's like, bro, I think I'm about to cut off your TV privileges the way you talking. He looks all sad like, bro, he's the best character. Now it's time to clean up the place, but they did it crazy. He has to call and set some shit up to fix it. Then it cuts over to Thomas in his hotel, and his assistant is asking if he's gonna leave the country. But how could I leave behind something so big and beautiful? She's like, it's big, but I don't know about no beautiful. He says it's making my heart flutter. Fire-breathing dragon, the enormous gate, and even Jinwoo's strength, they're all a beautiful thing. There's no gate in the US, so there's no point in going back. But she says the Bureau is worried. He's like, come on, the safest place in the universe is right next to Sung Jinwoo. Besides that, if we don't stop this shit here, we damn sure not gonna stop it later. I want to know if these are our last moments in human history or the new beginnings. Now all the regular people are getting the hell out of here. Jen asks her mom like, bro, ain't we about to leave? But she says, if this place turns into a battlefield, wouldn't it be better to choose where we die? She like, bro, my life just started. I'm about to go to college. I'm not trying to die like this. And she says, yeah, that's true. Well, Jinwoo's gonna protect us, just like your father did. So it looks like the world might be ending, and Jinwoo's just sitting on this roof, watching all the people of South Korea evacuate from this giant gate that formed over the city. He's thinking that even if he stops it successfully, there's no guarantee that the civilians won't get hurt. So now he's just looking at his phone, trying to figure out who to spend his final moments with. And he sees a friends section in his contacts. And it cuts over to Sha Hae-in, who's sparring with Mr. Sung, but he's saying she seems distracted. But while he's yapping on, her phone starts to ring. So he says, go ahead and pick it up. Hunter's gotta answer the phone. Hey baby, come through real quick. And she says she gotta go and that something came up suddenly. So deuces, I'm out of here. He's like, I see. And it cuts to like an amusement park and everybody looking like, is that Jinwoo? Hold up, is that his girlfriend? Wait a minute, ain't that Shahae? He didn't expect this many people to be here because it dead ass looks like the world is ending. She asked if he likes places like this, but not especially. He just wanted to come here once. So why'd you bring me somewhere you wanted to come to at least once? And he says, well, you're the only friend I have. Hold up, why is he disrespecting Jinho like this? Like, niggas get in front of the hoes and start saying anything. He reminds her of what she said in front of the statue when she risked her life to save him and called him her friend. Like, yeah, I heard you. I got real good hearing. Now she tries to ask more about that dungeon, but he says they'll talk about it later because he's still trying to piece it all together himself. Now while they're walking, he's using the shadow soldiers to hold everybody back. She's like, bro, ain't this just bringing more attention? And he just says, nah, not if you ignore him. And just going out with such a light heart is making her feel good. Something's just different whenever I'm with this person. I can sense a unique fragrance. He starts asking her if she wants to ride the ride. She's just saying yes to everything. So he's like, all right, bet, let's go have some fun. The world is dead ass ending and bro went on a date like, I'm so alone. Now they are getting on the roller coaster, but neither of them really look amused. Like, bro, they're S-rank hunters. How hype could anything at amusement park really be for them? So they just stop to get some food and he asks if she's even having fun. And she says she is, but again, they're S-rank hunters. Like how fun could this really be? So he just looks at her and smiles. Do you want to go ride something that's actually fun? What are we talking about? But then it shows Kaizul piercing through the sky as they ride on his back into the sunset. He trying to charm and shit, asking how is it? Oh, it's fast and high. Most of all, this shit is beautiful. Then why did you take me to an amusement park if you had something like this? He says that place was built on the gate that his father disappeared in. I've always wanted to go there at least once, and he took her with him. So she thanks him for including her in that deep ass moment. I wanted to say goodbye properly, so there's one more thing I want to show you. It shows the sun setting. They're now in the middle of a forest just looking up at the stars. Must be nice. She looking at him, he just acting nonchalant. A shooting star crosses the sky as she puts her head on his shoulder like, bruh. The next day, it's back to life and back to reality. A bunch of hunters are gathering below the gate and someone bumps into this guy and he says, who are you? And it's the fucking Monarch just walking through the street. They're all just trying to ask who he is, but bro's trying to press him to apologize for bumping into him. I'm a B rank, bro. I'm not no bitch. While he's doing all that gum smacking, bro just opens up his mouth, chomps his head off in front of everybody. That's just disgusting work. He smiles after the meal. He flexes his aura, sending everybody flying, and this guy crashes into a building. I don't know why they had to do him like this, but bro just gets hornswoggled by this car. He says, listen up, you lowly humans. As of right now, I'm hunting you all. I'm finna tear y'all to shreds. So stop me if you dare. Now it cuts back over to them in the forest. Shahayen's just drinking from this oasis. He says, I know a hotel around here. You want to get some breakfast and wash up? And she says, yeah. Hold up, they just stayed the night laid up in the middle of the forest. And they about to just hop on Kaizul to ride to the hotel. While Jinwoo was away, the Beast Monarch appeared in Korea before the gate even opened. He's just tearing through all the hunters who are there. The new chairman just watching like, damn, and Jinwoo's not here yet, so it looks like I might have to go out there myself. Then there's a new report that a capable hunter showed up to fight it. It shows the German guy, but he's just wondering if he's actually about to die. But then Thomas pulls up and throws him back like, bro, you're in the way. So again, Jinwoo is on a date right now, and he finally gets a call about what's happening. The gate hasn't opened, but one monster is just going crazy. It's just destroying all the hunters we've gathered. He annihilated an entire guild in a second, but it looks like Thomas is just pulled up to help out. Now Jinwoo's confused because he's placed shadows everywhere just to let him know when something's going down. But now all of a sudden, his signal to his shadows is weak. The system says he's unable to locate some of them, so he can't even use the shadow exchange. She asked if the dungeon broke, but nah, it's something else. He's like, wait a minute, does the monster have a shadow? You need to confirm if it has a shadow or not. Y'all really might be cooked. I gotta get my ass over there. They're all hyping Thomas up like, yeah, go get him, but he's just telling him to worry about saving people. I see a beast is going rampant without knowing its place. They just walk up on each other going aura for aura, and Buddy just smiled before going to claw him. Do you see these pecs? They're impeccable. He just blocked that shit with his chest and punched him. As he's falling back, he counters kicking him to the body. Then he uses his own telekinesis to slam the shit out of him. At the same time, Choi Jong-in is pulling up. You can just tell that bro is not fighting a regular monster. Thomas doing his thing, sends him flying through the air and just crashing through the city as he holds the pose like One Punch Man. But after he hits this building, starts like climbing up through it and explodes out of it back at him. RIP anybody that was in there. He flies full force to headbutt him in the stomach, but Thomas is able to hold his ground. I think y'all can see what's coming. She don't want no puppy. She want a big dog. And slams him on his head. Tried to break his neck or some shit. He just counters by kicking him in the face and sends him flying through the air. He's able to catch himself, so he says, alright, let's do this, and goes to manifest the power of one of the Monarchs. Now Jinwoo is here too to help out. Then the fight comes barreling past them. He's like, oh shit, we right in the action, cause the monster right here, and Thomas fully suited and booted, ready to go all out. And again, everybody starts cheering for Thomas. He just tells them all to get to safety. Now he's about to transform so he can help out, but then the beast Monarch walks right up on it. And they have like a true moment of nature, cause I can't even call this shit a stare down. Bro's like, damn, am I a bitch? I couldn't even bring myself to make eye contact, and he just walked right past him. I feel you, man, you couldn't even do it to yourself. Then he got telekinesis too, and raises all the cars around them up into the air, just throws them all at Thomas. But at first he's just knocking them away pretty easily. Eventually one of them does reach him, and a bunch of them just start crashing on top. But from inside the pile, he uses his own telekinesis to pull the Monarch towards him. He busts out the cars so he can slam him down into the ground. Now he's just laying the beats on him. The whole time he's hitting him, he's feeling uneasy. Like at no point does it feel like he's about to win. He catches one of his punches and says to think a mere fragment could become this powerful as he starts to transform. I've seen enough of your petty tricks. He like crushes his head. After he completely transforms, he's bigger than him, so are you afraid? He starts slashing him up. Do you feel fear? Are you despairing? And everybody just watching as he tears him up. Then he's like, wait a minute, there's a little rat here connected to you. And he pulls out Jinwoo's ant that was hiding in Thomas's shadow and just destroys it real quick. It says, shall we continue? You're awfully confident in your strength. Well, let's have a battle of power. He goes to crush his head, but it's just a shell. He just shed his armor so he could get around behind him. And who are you talking to so arrogantly? But then the beast dude, he like twists and breaks his own neck to break free of the hold, and grabs him by the face, lifts him up into the air, and slams him to the ground. And I'm sorry, but I'm starting to feel hungry again. Then a green light comes out of nowhere and blasts him in the face, knocking him backwards away from Thomas. And it's the German guy saying, I won't let you do as you please. But really, he's getting chills just from standing in front of it. Now Thomas just tells him to run like you're gonna die. He says, come on bro, I'm a hunter too. Even though this is my final moment, I will make this choice many times over. A proud death is better than a meaningless life. He's trying to convince himself that he made the right choice. When he's really looking cooked, he's like, damn, maybe I made the wrong choice. And he about to chomp his head off. Just before he can, some teeth fly by, and it's Kaisel catching him and taking him backwards.